Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we are going to see the problem where we will find out all the indices of an element in an array using recursion. Okay, so in input we have an array in which we have 8 elements. So that is 7, 3, 2, 6, 3, 4, 3, 5. Okay, and we have a value of x where we have to find out the occurrences of x inside an array. So here we can see that this is a fef. So fef in this fef it means the find element so far. Okay, this is an empty array. In output it will return with all the occurrences, all the indices of x. Okay, so here we can see that the 3 is coming on index 1 and 4 and 6. So find element so far is storing 146. Okay, so this will be our output. So here we can see that if element found, it will return the indices of the element x. Okay, so it will return the indices of x. Else if it is not found, then it will return -1. Means if we are looking for a 3, then it will return such array. Otherwise if we are looking for 9 which is not inside that particular array, so it will return -1. Okay, this is our problem. So here we are creating the raw structure of our function. So that will be like function find array all indices, and here it will be the array. Inside the parameter, the first one will be array, second will be x, and third will be index, and the last will be fef. Okay, that will be like empty array. So this will be the body of our function which will we implement later. So here we call the function and pass the value which was in parameter. So this is like array, and here the value of x and the index and then the fef. Okay, so here we will pass x as a 3, index as a 0, and find element so far will be empty array. Okay, so now we will figure it out with our different approaches. So first is high level approach. Inside high level approach, first one is our expectation. So what we are expecting, like what we are looking for. Okay, so here we can see that if we are passing find all indices and passing array x, index and fes, and the value of x is 3 and index will be 0 and fes will be empty. So it will return all the indices of 3 from where? From like here it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it will return from 0 to n, right? As we mentioned here, it will return from 0 to n. Okay, and otherwise if it x is not found, then it will return -1, which is mentioned here. Okay, so and in the same situation, our assumption is we are assuming if we are passing same thing, like index plus 1, now we are looking for the same, but at this point of time we are looking for 1 to n. Okay, and in this scenario it will return all the indices of 3 and from the array. Otherwise if it is not found, then it will return -1. Okay, so this is our assumption. So here now we will meet our expectation and assumption. Okay, so for that we have to do here we will show the array. Like here this is our array. Okay, firstly we will be looking for 1 to n. Okay, and in this situation it will return either -1 if x is 3. If 3 is not found, then it will return -1, and if it is found, then it will return like indexes. Okay, like 1, 4, 6, which is expecting in our program. Okay, and now when we get this, then we are looking for 0 to n. Okay, at that point of time, as we already check the occurrences from 1 to n, so we have left what? We only have left 0 to 1. Okay, now we will looking all these things in 0 to 1, and if this scenario, if we are getting -1 from 1 to n, then we will check inside this one 0 to 1. If for a 0 array of 0, if the element is found at that place, then it will return what? It will return 0. Otherwise it will return -1 again, because it is not found. Okay, in this scenario, in such scenario there will be true conditions only. So here if it is not found inside a of 0 location, so it will return the previous array which was 146. Okay, otherwise if it is also find out over 0, then it will return 0, 1, 4, then 6. Okay, this will be our expected output. So now we will like meet our expectation and assumptions, so and try to find out the result. So here we will create our function. So this will be like function find all indices. Okay, here we will pass array comma x comma index comma fesf, right? It will be open, and now here we will write the condition, like if x is equals to array of index. Okay, if both are equal, then it will return what? It will return like it will push the index inside of f. So it will be like fesf dot push and index here. Okay, and then what we will do, we will call that function again for index plus 1. So here it will be like find all indices, and it will be like array comma x comma index plus 1 and fetch, right? Now we will close the body of our function, and here we will call the function find all the indices. Here it will be array, and the value of x will be 3, and index will be 0, and EFS will be empty array. Okay, so now we will dry run it. So our next step will be low level analysis. Low level analysis are finding the base case. So here our array will be like 7 3 2 6 3 4 3 5. Okay, and this will be indexes, and the length of it like array dot length will be 8. Okay, and here will be our stack where we will calculate the things. So it will be like array and then x and then index and then fetch. Okay, and the base value of all these will be like, here it will be like 5k. Its address is 5k, so it will be like 5k, and then it will be 3, and it will be like 0, and here it will be empty array. Okay, and now we will consider it as a line number 1. This one is line number 2. Okay, so now firstly we will, what will we do, we just went through all the like in end of the array. Okay, we can also calculate line number 1 from 0 onwards, but now firstly we will go last one till last one. Okay, so here line number 2 will execute. At that point of time it will call index plus 1, so it will like our pointer will increase, so it will go for 1. Here it will be like 5k, this will be 3, this will be 1. Now the index will increase, this will be empty, and then line number 2 will again execute, so it will again go to another index. So it will be like 5k 3, and now index will be 2, this will be empty array. Okay, and then line number 2 again execute, so it will go the over index 3, so it will be like 5k, then x value will be x, that is 3, and here index will be 3 empty array, and again line number 2 will execute, it will go for index 4, here it will be 5k 3, and index will be 4, and this will be empty array, and now again line number 2 execute, it will go for 5, it will go for index 5, so this will be like 5 empty array, and again line number 2 execute, it will go for index 6, so it will be 5k then 3 then 5 then empty index. Okay, and now line number 2 again executed, so it will go for the 7th index, and again the value will remain same for array as well as x, and the new value will be like new value of index will be 7, and this will be empty, and again to line number 2 will execute, and now the index will be go out for 8th location. Okay, so for 8th location it will be like 5k 3 8 empty index. Okay, and then now here it will again went for 2. Okay, so whenever it will go for a 2, then here there is no more value, so we have one base condition. What will be our base condition? It means we are like we went through last in like a last index, end of the index, and we didn't get any occurrences. So here our base case will be if index equals to array dot length. Okay, it what will it return? Return -1. We will later implement more thing instead of -1, but here for now we will only check this one. Okay, and this will be in else part. Okay, so here there is no more value, so it will return what? It will return -1. Okay, and here for index 8 line number 1 will execute nothing meet, so it will, the control will go for next line, so it will return -1, and here line number 1 will execute for a 7 index, and here it will check the condition. So x means 3 is not equals to 5, so it will again return to 6. So here it will again return to index 6, that is -1, and again check both the things like x which is 3, and here the array of 6 also 3, so it will return what? It will return fetch of index, means it will push inside a fetch here. Okay, so our index will be like, now our index will be like this one, this index will be like 6. Okay, so here it will return to 5. Okay, line number 1 execute, it will return to 5, and now it is returning index of 6. Okay, and then again line number 1 it will execute, and it will again check both are not equal, then it will return to index number 4. So here this will be like 6 index. Okay, and it will now execute line number 1, and it will go for 4, index 4. So for index 4 it will check both the condition like 3 equals to 3, so it will again pop up. What it will pop up? It will pop up like it will push inside a fetch, so this will be like 6 comma 4. Okay, this will be our output, and then again it will go for 3. So here line number will execute and control will go 3, so there is nothing in like this condition will never meet, so it will return again for 2. Okay, so here it will return 2, and the value remain, the array will be same for this step, and for index 2 line number 1 I will execute again, so it will return for index 1. So it will return for index 1, but over line number 2 there is nothing, the element is not matching with the x, so it will again return remain same array. So and now for index 1 it is executing, so again it will be like here the condition meets, so it will return the index. So here it will be like 4 1, this will be a new array. So here it will be again line number 1, throw the control to 0, and 0 will be not the equal, then it will return what? It will return array of 6 4 and 1. Okay, so it will return what? Array of 6 4 1. Okay, so here it will be 4 and 1. This will be our expected output. But we can see that here, as we are looking that, it will firstly went to till the end. So at that point of time, it will like execute n times. Means here the time complexity will be more. So we can also reduce that things. So how can we reduce? We are like, firstly we went end of the array, and then at the point of returning, we are checking each element. So instead of doing all this stuff, we will like compare the things when we are going to the end. Okay, at that point of time. So here we will like create a fresh function, and I will try to make you understand. So this will be like function find all indices. Okay, here in the array x index and fesf. Okay, and now here we will write if condition. So here it will be like if x equals to index equals to array dot length. Okay, so what will it return? Now it is not returning, it will console. So it will console what? Console dot log. Here if like this fetch, if this fetch is 0, if we didn't find that particular fetch, so we will return -1. At that point of time, this is array, so here we will have to write fesf dot length. Okay, equals to 0, then it will return -1. Otherwise it will return what? It will return fesf. Okay, else here if x equals to array of index. Okay, then it will like fetch dot push what? Index. Okay, this will be closed, and now it will call what? It will call find all indices, and here we will pass array dot x index. Now it will be like index plus 1. Okay, and here it will be fetch, and then here we will close our function and call the function. So here it will be like find all the indices, and here it will be like array x index and fetch. And now here we are what we are passing. For x it will be like 3, for index it will be like 0, for fetch it will be like empty array. Okay, now we will figure out how it will work. So our array is like 7 3 2 6 3 4 3 5. This is our array. Okay, so and one more thing, here this is our line number 1, this is our line number 2, this is our line number 3. First when control went here, line number 3 4 5 6 7 8, this is our indexes. So whenever line number 1 will execute, it will check whether the fetch length, okay, initially fetch was empty. Okay, so here it will check what? It will check index equals to array dot length. So here index is 0 and array dot length is 8. Okay, so 0 is not equals to 8. So what will it does? It will go for else part. So line number 1 will be skipped and 2 will be executed. So line number 2, inside line number 2, it will check x equals to array of index. X means x equals to 3. So 3 is not equals to 7. So what will it do? It will call line number 3. So whenever line number 3 will call, the cursor will move over index 1. Okay, and then now for index 1, line number will be try to execute, but the condition will be false. Then line number 2 will be executed. So here the condition will be true. Then the array which is fetch, this will be stored what? This will be stored the index of 3. Okay, so index of 3 is 1, so it will store 1. Okay, and here it will return this index. Okay, and now line number 3 will be called and our control will be moved over index number 2. Okay, and for index number 2, like line number 1 is not satisfied, and then check it for line number 2 which is also not satisfied. Then line number 3 will execute and the cursor will go over line number 3, sorry, index number 3. Okay, then both the things like line number 1 as well as line number 2 will execute and both condition is not meeting. So here line number 3 will execute and cursor move over to index number 4. Okay, for index number 4, the line number 1 will be like not the matching condition, so it will go for line number 2. So line number 2 will again match because here the 3 is available. So it will return what? It will return the index. So what will be our new array? It will push. So it will be like fetch dot push what? Index which is 4. So it will be like 1 comma 4. This will be our new array, new resultant array. And then line number 3 execute, control will go over 5th index. Okay, and for a 5th index, line number 1, 2 both are not satisfied, so it will go for line number 3. So it will move over in, like index 6. Okay, for index 6 the condition meet, so line number 1 will not be executed, line number 2 will execute and push the index of 3 inside fetch. So our new resultant array will be 1 comma 4 comma 6. Okay, this will be the new resultant array, and then line number 3 execute and the control will go over index number 7, and again check for 1, that is wrong, and again check for 2, that is also wrong. Then 3 will be executed, so line number 3 execute and it will go for index 8. Here the first line will execute and our condition will be meet, like 8 equals to 8. So what will it check? It check if the length of fetch, means the length of fetch which is currently 3 is not equals to 0, then it will return fetch. Otherwise if it is 0, if we are looking for x equals to 9, at that point of time it will return empty array. So whenever our array will be empty, so it will return what? -1. Okay, so this condition will execute. So this is our problem whole solution. Okay, and now we will execute these things through our VS Code with a live implementation. Okay, so here we can see that this is our program. Okay, and we need to implement in VS Code. Okay, so here this is our function. Okay, and we are passing the parameters, and this is our functional body, and here we call the function and pass the array which is mentioned in our program, and the value of x will be like initial value of x will be 3. Okay, and here the index will be initially index will be 0 and fesf will be empty array. Okay, so here we have to write the code which will be like, if we here we have to write our base case first. So here index equals to array dot length. Okay, if both are equal, then what should it return? It console dot log, and here one more condition we have to check, if fesf dot, cause it is array, so it will have to length. Okay, if length equals to 0, then it will return -1, otherwise it will return fesf. Okay, and here the else condition will be like, else here we have to check our element, so x equals to array of index. If both are equal, then it will return what? It will return like, it will push fesf dot push what? Index. Okay, push index. Okay, and here we will again call all indices, and now we are passing an array comma tags. Now index, here index will be index plus 1 and then pass FESF. Okay, this is our whole program. Now we need to execute this one. So here it will be like, we can see that 1 4 6, which will be our resultant array. So if we will like try to find out for a 9, okay, if we are trying to find out 9 which is not available in such an array, so it will be like -1. Okay, that is -1. If we are looking for another element which is like a 6, so for a 6 it is 3. Okay, so here 0 1 2, this is 6, that is 3. So that's it for this video. So we will meet you again in next video. Till then, take care and have a great day.